Hello, everybody. Today you guys got the double wave because usually I'm just one, and today you guys get two. Anyways, I have no idea what that has to do with anything, but what I do know is that today we have a really cool episode in store for you. So go ahead and sit tight, get settled in, get near the good Wi-Fi. You know that spot in your house where like the internet just goes a little bit faster on your phone or on your iPad. Go ahead and settle in. We have some good stuff for you today. I'm talking about tutorials. We have some demos. We have, of course, Q&A with the pros. And I'm not talking about just myself. In the comment section, we have my pal Ronnie. She's amazing and she's ready to just answer all your questions. So throughout the live, as you have questions, feel free to pop them in. And not just me, not just Ronnie. We also got my buddy Chris. Chris, how you doing, man?
I'm doing great, Jared. Thanks for having me, man.
Hey, we're doing a little bit better now that we got our boba, huh?
We are. We're doing a lot better. I think you can see it right here.
Oh, I thought mine. See, you got to keep yours out of frame, like mine. Like mine. This was. I don't want to drink it so people don't hear it. Oh, you caught me. Shoot, they caught us.
It's fine.
Yeah,
it's fine.
we're doing a little bit better now, right?
Yeah, we are. I'm feeling more. What is it? If it's malnourished, what is the opposite of that?
Nourished.
Nourished. I'm feeling more nourished. Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I feel like. A little happier now. I got my boba.
For sure.
So it's me, it's Ronnie, and then of course you got my buddy Chris on the comments. And Chris, we got anybody you want to shout anybody out today?
Yeah, of course. Shout out to Donna. Shout out to Tamara. Shout out to JST Country Girl. I saw you in the pre-lobby. I saw Paulette. How's it going? Elvira, Diana.
All
Ebony,
these cool people.
Karen, all these cool people.
Anybody tuning in from anywhere crazy today? By the way, if anyone, my goal, and I have no idea why, I just want somebody to tune in from Iceland.
Oh,
I feel
okay.
like that would be really cool. Don't ask me why. I think that would be neat.
It's very exotic.
Yeah, it's wild. I wonder if they have heat presses up there. If you're from Iceland for some story, please shout us out. No, but honestly, it's cool to have everybody tuning in today. By the way, today's episode is about graduation. And you're like, wait a second, it's still in April. No one's graduating till at least next month. I know. That's why we're telling you guys early. So we're gonna be showing off some really cool products today that you can offer to the graduate and graduation communities in your area or online, whatever you wanna do. So we have some really cool stuff coming your way. By the way, you guys know, if you've been watching us weekly, you know that every week we have flash discounts. Now, what does that mean? It means that there's a code right here. It's magic. You see it right there. The code is GRAD, and that's gonna get you guys 10% off of sublimation blanks and paper. By the way, sublimation blanks, that's your coffee mugs, your photo panels, your picture frames. You guys, we did picture frames a couple weeks ago, and man, those are great for graduation. So if you want to take 10% off of your blanks that already ship for free to the lower 48 states, you want an additional 10% off of that, you can use this code GRAD right now. Now it's a flash sale because it's gone in a flash, meaning as soon as we're done with this episode, in about 45, we'll try drag it out so you guys could use this code as much as possible. But as soon as this episode is over, so is our discount. So make sure, yes, once again, GRAD, G-R-A-D, you're gonna get 10% off of your sublimation blanks and paper. Not only that, we have a couple other sales coming up this week. If you wanna know about those, you gotta get on to the text notifications or our email newsletter. If you wanna join our text notifications, text the word HEAT, H-E-A-T. You'll see it there on your screen in a second. Text the word HEAT to 31592, and that's gonna sign you up for text notifications. But yes, so on to today's topic. Chris, why don't you show us what in the heck we are making today?
All right, Jared. So as you know, the summer season's coming around. School is ending. So of course we have some graduation. What are these substrates basically? So we have, this is called a, remind me again.
Oh, it's a sash. It's a stole.
A stole, right? Stole. It's not a stalls, it's a stole, right? All right, so
You could press it with your stalls.
you could press it with your stalls. Indeed. Do you have this right over here? This looks so cool.
Doesn't that make you want to graduate again? I want to graduate all over again just by seeing that.
Yeah, I want to walk the stage wearing like a custom like stole. I think that'd be cool.
That would be super
Right?
sick.
We have these tassel and caps. We don't have the tassel, but these are the caps for it. As you can
Yes.
see, it's a little bit bended. Just don't do what we did and bend it.
Oh yeah, you guys are about to learn from our mistakes today, by the way.
Let's see if we can give
Ooh.
overview a shot. Ooh.
Oh, wait a second. Did we really press under the button?
How did we do that?
We're gonna have to tell the people a little bit later on.
Little tip and trick for them.
There we go.
All right. And then lastly, we have shirts.
Yes.
So
Pretty
same
cool
thing,
t-shirts.
essentially. Yeah, some airbrush designs. Very excited. These are gonna come out so great.
Super sick. Well, yes, I'm very excited because I get to press them today. And these are just a few ideas of things that you could offer to the graduates in your area. Here's the cool thing. As long as you live anywhere remotely close to like a high school, a college, pretty much any sort of school that has graduations. Now, some of these items might be a little bit big for your kindergartners, all right? But look, kindergartners graduate. There's some schools, even the 8th graders are getting cap and gown out. I don't know the right verb for that. They're cap and gown. Cap and gown. Captain gowned.
That'll work.
Yeah. They're getting caps and gowns is what we're getting at. They're getting their caps and gowns. So you have a lot of opportunities to customize things. And maybe it's not even anything they're gonna wear. Everything we're showing you are things that they could wear. But maybe it's other things. Maybe, like I said, the picture frames. You guys, those are super sick. Or not just for the graduates, but for the supporters of the graduate. So you can get custom coffee mugs for the graduates' grandparents, for the supportive uncle, the tia, the godfather, whoever. There's so much that you could do around and in and around the graduation space. So today we're gonna show you guys a few examples of how we're gonna set this up, and then we would love to see what you guys are working on. What are you making for the graduates in your area? So please feel free to tag us online, on social media, on Instagram, whatever it is. So yeah, once again, if you're kind of just joining in, today's episode is about graduation things and things that you can do to make some money in and around the graduation space. Real quick, before we head into our demos, I gotta remind you guys right now, we have a 10% off of sublimation blanks and paper when you use the code GRAD. Now this is a flash code, so this sale is gonna be gone in a flash. Meaning as soon as we're live, as soon as this live stream is over and I'm finishing my boba, that's when the sale is gonna also be over. So you only have a few minutes to use this one. So if you wanna get 10% off of all sublimation blanks, and when I say all, I mean all the sublimation blanks, your coffee mugs, picture frames, those photo slates, they're not cheap. They do ship for free, but if you also want an extra 10% off, you can go get some of those. Lots of cool stuff. So anyways, that's what's going on this week. We're gonna show you guys some demos, and let's party, man. All right, so Chris.
Yes, I was actually trying to. I was trying to take out the little knob at the top.
I could show them that one. Do you want to start with that one?
I think we should start with this
Let's
one.
do
We'll
it.
go t-shirts, and then we'll do the sash last.
Okay, cool. Throw me the cap that we did real quick.
Cap that we did right over here.
So there we go. Oh, there we go. All right. So really quick, I got to make a few points about this cap. So by the way, graduation cap, if you have a white one, they are almost all going to be made from polyester, which means that it's a perfect surface for sublimating. Now, we've done a couple other episodes where if it's like a dark color, like they're graduating in navy blue, black, maroon red, you can't really sublimate on those darker colors. For those, of course, you could heat press the heck out of them with your heat transfer vinyl. What's cool about the white ones, again, it's white polyester, so you could sublimate onto here. Now, you'll notice that we sublimated under the button. So a few notes that I wanted to make about this before we proceed. This is the first time we ever sublimated under the button. Usually we'll go around the cap, but we wanted to see, hey, is it possible to sublimate under the button? And the answer is yes. So most of these are gonna be, the button is actually gonna be pinned in. So what we did was we got our knife, and actually, I'm gonna show you over here on a closer cam, if that's okay. Mind if I invade your space over there?
Go ahead.
No, I'm gonna come from here.
Oh, okay.
So we're gonna just go overhead real quick. And then there we go. So we just like popped it off, right? We just pop that one off. And it comes off. You might need to work it a little bit further. It's gonna fly off, right? There we go. And there's a pin in there. So you're gonna pull that off. Now for the pin, it's gonna be under this insert where they can name. You're just gonna wanna rip that back a little bit. It's okay. And then you're gonna find your pin and you're gonna press it through. Pop the pin out. And now you have a nice, a full and complete, you could completely sublimate this entire thing. This one is, of course, senior 23. This is the only year for the next 100 years where you'll get to where this logo will actually make sense. The Jumpman Senior, right? It's the only year you're gonna get to use this. Yeah, so really cool. I guess in 2045, they might be able to use the other right?
Blue.
This other one. Yeah. So then when you're done, you're just gonna pop the pin back in, pop the tab back on, put this back in. I'm gonna leave that here with you.
All right.
Now, there is one more thing that I do wanna mention, ladies and gentlemen. These things are almost always gonna be held, unless you have the really, they're expensive as it is. Unless you have the super duper fancy expensive ones that are like sewn together, which is like nobody is wearing those anymore. The heat is gonna activate the glue that holds this whole thing together. So don't do what we did. And don't immediately like start putting everything back together. After you heat press it, you don't need a lot of pressure, by the way. We're gonna show you right now, but after you heat press it, let it completely cool before you try to reassemble anything, pull things back. When this glue gets hot in the heat press, it gets really soft. And then everything's pliable. The folds will start coming out. You're gonna destroy your cap if you try to maneuver it and move it while it's still hot. So just a heads up for everybody who's trying to press it. That's the hard way of pressing it. That's how you get under the button. Today, we're gonna show you the other way, which is the easy way. If you wanna do the hard way, follow the steps that I just said. Put a pressing pillow down here and you're good to go. The hardest part is actually the unassembling and reassembling of the cap itself. But today, we're gonna show you the easy way. And there we go. Today, we're gonna show you the easy way, and we're just gonna, there we go, thank you. I got a nice clean one right here. And we're just going to press a couple small pieces along the perimeter of the cap. Yeah, we're gonna do those. Perfect. And the cool thing about those ones is it's super easy. When I say perimeter, we're gonna press like in these sections right here. You can see, there we go, Chris is trimming those out like a professional. And we're gonna be pressing these areas around here on our graduation caps. Again, while we're doing that, 10% off of all your sublimation blanks and paper using the code GRAD. Thank you, sir. And let's come over to the heat press. We're gonna show you how we do this. So now here's one thing that I am gonna do, is I'm gonna put a pressing pillow on my lower platen. Now with this particular heat press, is 16 by 24, I don't exactly have a ton of room on this. This is gonna be, of course, this press is ideal for pressing t-shirts. But what I've noticed is that when I wanna use a pad, if I want a lighter pressure, what I'll do is I'll pull off the silicone pad, put on a pressing pillow or the Vapor Apparel Foam Decorating Kit. And then what I'll do is now this is just gonna go nice and easy. I mean, this bottom part, you gotta fold it in. That's just kind of the nature of the beast when you're pressing these caps. What I have seen some people doing, what we've done in the past is you can also hold the cap off the edge of your heat press if you're just gonna press the corner right here. Since I'm not pulling the tab off, like I said, this is for when we're pressing the whole thing, we'll put it on the pillow. Since I'm not gonna remove the tab, I'm gonna be doing this bit. So you could do it like this if you want, or let me move over here. You could do it like this, right? If you're pressing on this way, if you're gonna be doing diagonally, you get a little bit more clearance right here. So that's what I'm gonna do today, really quick. And this is cool. So what I like about doing these caps is it gives us the opportunity to press unconventional items. This is something that was not designed for sublimation, but we're gonna make it work with sublimation. We're taking advantage of the fact that it is a white polyester and we are making it work. Now there's a couple things you could do to keep your transfers in place. What I'm gonna do first is I'm gonna get a little heat. I'm gonna, first of all, position it right. You wanna make sure that it's where it's supposed to be. On the inside of the cap, you'll notice it does say front. It points, the insert points to, so this is the front. So when they're wearing it, you want it to be right side up on the back. Because usually most people are going to be seeing it from behind. So I'm going to place it just so, positioning it. I mean, unless you work at a cap and gown store, you probably don't have spares. So this is a good example of measure twice, press once. I would hate to press this thing the wrong way because I probably don't have a spare one laying around. And then if you're the decorator and you mess up the blank they give you, you're probably gonna have to replace it on your own dime. And instead of making money on an order, you're losing money. So here we go. I'm gonna place this in like so. I'm gonna get a little piece of parchment right here. And as much as I want to, I am not going to. Now, if I was in my shop right now, I would have taken a fat swig of my boba tea before pressing, but no, not today. I gotta keep it professional, you guys. I love you and I respect your time. So this is not boba time. This is heat pressing time. So I'm gonna bring this in like so. It's gonna take a little bit more work than usual. We're kind of holding things in place, but again, this is not a traditional sublimation blank. There we go. This is gonna be something that's not designed for the process. So yeah, we're working it a little bit. We're making some adjustments really quick. I'm just gonna adjust my time. Ideally, you're gonna be pressing these things at about 385 degrees for 60 seconds. My timer is set to 45. A little slip of the mind there. So what I did, I just reset my time. You don't need, let's cut that, right? We're live, we can't cut it. So yeah, so I'm gonna put that in there. The pressure of the heat press is holding the cap in place right now, but before it opens up, I'm gonna wanna come back in, take hold of the cap, and just keep it nice and secure while we open it and do our peel. So yeah, you don't need a ton of pressure at all. When you're doing these things, a nice light pressure, especially with the pillow on there, it's gonna make it real nice. So we got about 5 seconds on the clock. I'm gonna go back, I'm gonna have a hand, it's an auto open. I'm gonna help it open with one hand and kind of just hold my cap. Uh-oh, there we go. Hold my cap with one hand. Now this is heat taped in place, so I'm not worried about it shifting. Gonna let it cool for just a second, and actually, I'm gonna let the peeling honors go to my buddy Christopher, who works so hard on this. So there we go, Chris.
Thank you so much. Ooh.
Nice and warm for you.
Super excited. Ready to go?
Yeah, let's show. Let's peel and reveal.
Peel and reveal. Nice.
Dude, that is sick.
Airbrush is so sick. Yeah.
That's so clean. Yeah. Those colors came out so solid.
They did. Especially because it's like a black color, but it's also like it's made so it's like it sticks out, you know? Like
yeah, it's just like really simple, really solid. The cool thing about sublimation is you can do really whatever color you want to do. There's no limitations. There's no limitations to the colors. So we kept it nice and simple. Maybe your school colors are black and white, whatever. But yeah, so we kept it nice and simple. Of course, you have lots of options when it comes to sublimation, especially for your colors. Super cool. Do we got any questions about it? By the way, if you guys have questions about the products or the processes that we're using live today, feel free to drop them in the comments below. I'll be happy to answer as many questions as I can live. And also, Ronnie's in the chat. She's answering questions as well.
Let's see. Breezy's asking if we have these blanks.
No, so today's blanks, the stoles, do we carry those?
I honestly am not sure.
Right, no, we don't.
I don't think we
so
do.
Today's blanks are things that you could source from lots of other places. We're kind of just showing you, like if you already have a sublimation printer and a heat press, these are things that you can offer. And these are kind of like, as far as like the cap and the stole, these are like not traditional sublimation blanks. They just happen to be stuff that you can customize, which is really cool. Cool, so any other questions we got going on in there? If not, we're gonna move on to our next project.
So, Diane asks, what are the best blanks for fundraising?
For fundraising, so that totally depends on what you have. If you have a flat heat press, like you don't have a mug press or anything, you got a sublimation printer and you have a flat heat press, I love t-shirts. I think t-shirts are great. I love socks. Socks are cool, they're different, and they're fun. Other really easy fundraising items, you have like photo panels You have awards plaques, which you can like, if you're trying to get sponsors for something, like raise funds through sponsorships, you can use your heat press and printer to make plaques. So you could say, hey, let's say you're raising funds for a team, right? Hey, donors who donate this or more get a special commemorative plaque thanking them, blah, blah, blah. And really it's something that they can hang in their place of business showing that they support their community. You could do sublimation plaques. To me, t-shirts are just really, really so high up there. There's lots of other things that you could do. If you have a mug press, coffee mugs are amazing. And if you're like, okay, coffee mugs are cool, but what else do you got? Tumblers. Tumblers are really exciting right now. And then we have different versions of coffee mugs. Like we have these really cool glitter gradient mugs that I don't know why they don't sell more than they do. I mean, they're great sellers, but I feel like everybody should have them. So if you haven't tried out the glitter gradient mugs, we have this silver and white and then silver and gold. Those look fantastic for graduation geared stuff. So yeah, to me, coffee mugs are always gonna be great, especially if you're using like different styles of coffee mugs. And then if you also, mugs, tumblers, and then you could branch out to kind of alternative stuff. I highly recommend going to heatpressnation.com, go to our sublimation blank section, because these things work for me in my area. As you're going through the blank section, you might find something like the puzzles, for example. You're like, oh, dude, these puzzles are going to do great fundraising for this school, for this elementary school, or whoever, There might be different things that stand out to you that you think might work best in your specific area. And I think whatever's going to work best for you, that's what's best. So yeah, I love just browsing through the blank section, even if I'm not ready to buy anything in that moment. I love it because it gives me ideas, things that I could design for, things that I could build my products around. So yeah, if ever you're thinking about, what should I do? Just go window shop a little bit at heatpressnation.com, go through the blank section, and I'm sure you're gonna find something really cool.
Nice.
Yeah.
Let's see. I have one more question, but I also wanted to make this comment stand out. Tammy says that keyrings and puzzles also do really well for fundraising.
Oh, thank you. Those are, I didn't even think about those.
Like pictures in the small keyring.
Yeah, the keyrings, those are super cool, especially because they're like not expensive. So sometimes people, they might not be ready to donate $50, $100, but hey, they could spare 20. They could spare, 10 or whatever is the minimum donation for getting that gift item back.
Yeah.
So yeah, definitely love that. Love those ideas.
And then next question, while I start prepping we'll do the shirts right now. The next question comes from Monica. She's asking, what type of sublimation blanks can be used on dark material?
Oh, that's a great question. So you're gonna have to use a printable vinyl. So, and that's if you're using a sublimation printer. So you have a sublimation printer, you have a heat press, but you have a dark garment. Now, we're not gonna be demonstrating this today. I wasn't prepared for this question, but what you're gonna wanna do is use a printable vinyl. Two of the most popular ones are gonna be Caesar Easy Subli and Forever SubliFlex 202. Find them both at heatpressnation.com. And so the way those work is you print onto the vinyl, you cut the vinyl out in your vinyl cutter, and then you heat press the printed vinyl onto the garment. So the ink, you're gonna see right now, when you're sublimating directly into like the white polyester, the ink goes straight into the fabric. This is a little bit different. In this case, because you have a dark garment, the ink has to go onto the vinyl, and then from the vinyl, and I should say the ink goes on the vinyl goes on the garment. But I mean, it's not gonna have the same feel, but it does at least allow you to take the job. You can still customize the blank item, even though it's not white polyester. So definitely something you might wanna look into. Ooh, this is cool. What does it say?
All right. It's
it's backwards.
Dad of Senior 2023, I believe.
That says, you know what? It's gonna be a surprise. We're gonna find out after we heat press it.
You didn't want it taped down, right? You don't need to tape down.
No, we don't need to tape down.
Okay. Let's see. Here we are.
Alrighty. Thank you. So we're gonna bring this over, and I'm actually gonna leave my pressing pad on the heat press. Now, one thing we're not gonna do today, which you should. No, we're gonna do it. What the heck? Okay. One thing you wanna do is you do want to put a piece of parchment paper inside your t-shirt, usually. Now, some of the polyester shirts, they're a little bit thicker. You don't have to do this today. We're using kind of like, I don't want to say discount brand, but we're using kind of like just like a basic blank polyester tee. So cool shirt. I'm not going to talk bad about it, but it is a little bit on the thinner side. And so to prevent any bleed through, I don't want what's on the front of the shirt to bleed through to the back of the shirt. To prevent any bleed through, I am putting a piece of parchment paper inside. And then for this one, I'm just checking the size. Okay, too big. Yeah, so I'm gonna put that right there. I have my graphic right here. And I'm gonna position it like so. Now, one thing I do want to say, I want to appreciate Chris. He cut it nice and even. So the distance from the edge of the trim, or actually let's show it right here. The distance from the edge of the trim on this side is the same over here. When you're trimming the sublimation, you don't have to trim the transfer because this white area, there's no film here. So it's not gonna leave a film on the shirt. The reason why we trim these transfers is because when you flip it over, you can't see the print. So it makes it a little bit difficult to center things properly. So now, instead of centering it, because like if I could see the image, of course, I could center it just by looking at it. When I flip it over, I can't. So now I have to go off of the paper, where the edge of the paper lands on the shirt. Another thing you could do is, you could do a very gentle, you could fold your sheet in half, give it a very gentle pinch right at the top. Don't fold it in half.
Oh, that's smart.
But now I have a little, it's a little bright in here, you can't see it, but now I have a little pinch mark, which lets me know where the center is. And I'll use the finger method. Okay, I'm gonna make it be like 3 fingers down, and then now it's centered and it's ready to rock and roll. Trick for you guys. I'm sure a lot of you guys are doing that or something similar already, but if not, well, now you know. So I have positioned my transfer. I've covered it with another sheet of parchment paper. I got parchment paper inside the shirt. Let's go ahead and heat press this. Now, before we do, I'm gonna fix my timer. It's supposed to be at 60 seconds. Forgot to do that before the show. My pressure is still good. Again, it's not a super heavy pressure. It's actually more like a medium to medium light. Well, it's a little firm. I'm just gonna loosen up really quick here.
While you're doing that, Jared, quick question
sure.
for you from Hilda.
Yeah.
She's interested in buying a sublimation printer from Heat Press Nation.
Cool.
However, she doesn't know which printer she should purchase for t-shirts and hard substrates.
That is a great question. So what you're gonna wanna do is consider the biggest image that you wanna place on your t-shirt. So this, would you happen to remember what size, or we could just measure it afterwards?
We got 13 by 19 papers.
The paper's 13, but how big is the image?
Oh, I have no clue.
We're gonna measure this out. We got a ruler in here somewhere. We're gonna measure this afterwards. What I would recommend is just figure out the biggest image that you wanna print and then buy your printer based on that. Because the smaller Sawgrass, the SG500, it's gonna print up to 8.5 by 14. The larger one, like Chris just said, it'll actually take you all the way to 13 by 19 if you have the bypass tray. Let me open this up and then we'll finish answering that question. I'm gonna help this open. So I know that kind of like kills the whole benefit of having an auto open heat press, but I didn't tape my transfer down. So what happens sometimes with the auto open press is as it opens, it'll jolt and it'll shift the transfer. I don't want that. And because I don't want that, you notice I helped my heat press open so it can be nice and gentle. That's just one of the things you want to consider when sublimating. Now, if I would have heat taped or adhesive sprayed this in place, let that heat press jolt open all day long. Up and over. Oh, wow.
Nice. Is it upside down?
Yes. You guys, it still happens, you guys.
Oh, good.
You could be a pro. You know what it is like this style of font, like because I couldn't read it, because it was backwards, I also
didn't know which way it was going?
I didn't know which way it was going, so we're just gonna admire the colors today.
Oh, this feels so good.
And we're not gonna talk about how I royally screwed that up. My bad, guys. Sorry, ladies and gentlemen.
It's a little bit.
Yeah, dude. Let them see what it says.
Yeah, dad of senior in 2023. Perfect. Nice.
Can I save that? Can I just say that I meant to do that? Is there any way for me to pull? No, huh? I
I
gotta take the
mean,
L on that, huh?
it's the new trend, you know, upside down logos.
Oh man.
Nice.
Now I know a lot of people they like because that airbrush style is kind of coming back now. It's having a resurgence. What's cool about the airbrush is that it's really soft, right? If you would actually have somebody airbrush a t-shirt for you, it would actually feel really soft. It's really nice. This is even softer than that, all right? So airbrush is cool. A sublimated airbrush is even better. So that's a really cool design. Can you throw that back over here? The colors, you guys. This is incredibly vibrant. Like I'm looking at it right here. This color just pops out at me. It's really cool. This is the softest transfer you'll ever feel. Guaranteed. Screen print's not gonna beat it. What else is there? White toner, DTG, DTF, vinyl. There's nothing softer than a sublimation t-shirt.
And
That's what
you refer to that as no hand, right?
no hand, exactly,
No hand
yeah.
feel.
So in the industry, you'll hear people say, oh, it has a light hand, soft hand, heavy hand. Hand just refers to how does it feel when you put your hand on it. And this has zero hand. Absolutely no hand at all because when I put my hand on it, I cannot feel. I just feel the shirt. And that's because the way the sublimation dye works, it just imprints on the shirt. Super permanent. It's a bummer that this is upside down because it's otherwise such a fantastic shirt. All right, we got any questions? You guys want to know, man, how does Jared do t-shirts all day, every day and still manage to print it upside down? I don't know, you guys. I hope that's not your question because I don't have an answer for that one. I got an answer for your other questions, but not this one. Alrighty, by the way, while Chris sets up our next transfer, I do want to let you know that we are running a flash sale right now. You see it right here. Use the code GRAD. That's going to get you 10% off of our sublimation blanks and paper. So if you want to stock up on cool stuff, you guys, I know we're talking about graduations right now. Mother's Day. Mother's Day. Mother's Day, you guys. Mother's Day is coming up. If you want to stock up, you know those cool mugs that have the pink handle and the inside? Go get them. They're 10% off right now. When you use this flash code, GRAD, you're gonna get 10% off of those. We already ship it for free to the lower 48 states. So that's already a great value for you. But you can stock up on blanks for Mother's Day, whatever is coming up, get your blanks, 10% off. Now this code is only valid while we are live. And we're only gonna be live for about another like 15-ish minutes or so-ish. So we're gonna try to give you guys some more time. But I encourage you, if you have your heart set on some blanks and you wanna save 10%, use that code. Now, another thing that I do wanna tell you is we are running a sale this week. Those of you in our text notification groups, you're always the first people to know, but for everybody else, right now, this week, we have 15% off of our Nina heat transfer paper. My absolute favorite inkjet product is Nina Jet Pro Soft Stretch. You can take 15% off of that. We have discounts on select GCC vinyl cutters as well. So if you're in the market for a new vinyl cutter, make sure you check out the sale over at heatpressnation.com. You don't need the code for that one. If you want 10% off of sublimation blanks and paper, make sure you're using GRAD. Again, the GRAD code is gonna be out in a few minutes. Be sure to stick around because we do have a giveaway today. So after we're done with our demos and our Q&A, we're gonna be doing some giveaways, but I'm gonna cut back over to Chris, who's wrapping up the prep on our stole right now. Chris, why don't you talk us through what you're doing there?
Yeah, so essentially I saw that or I noticed there was a gradient on our transfer. So what I wanted to do was I didn't want the gradient coming off, or I didn't want the stall coming off of the gradient because I wanted the gradient to be all the way dark at the bottom of the stall. Wait, stole? Right. Okay, so I moved the stole up to the edge so that way the darker color would be at the bottom of the triangle and it wouldn't just be like in the middle, like a weird gradient in the middle, you know? So after I'm doing that, I just want to make sure it doesn't move around while being pressed. So I'll just do this.
Yeah, and then by the way, you notice he's heat taping it. That's cool because, yeah, I'm just gonna let it auto open this time. So you guys saw me help the press open on the previous one because there was no heat tape holding it in place. This one, we're good. We're gonna use a little heat tape.
Okay, here you are.
Alrighty, so we're gonna bring that one over. And so really quick, what I'm gonna do before I grab it is I'm gonna just switch out. For this one, we are able to use the regular silicone pad right here. One thing I love about the HPN machines is that the pad, we don't glue it down. I know some people, they're like, wait a second, what if it comes off? Yeah, it's actually supposed to. On every heat press, eventually, one day, after thousands and thousands of presses, one day, you're gonna have to replace this on your heat press. And when that day comes, you're gonna pray, you're gonna wish, you're gonna hope that you have an easily removable one, because the ones that are glued down, they are an absolute pain in the tush one more. They're an absolute pain in the tush to remove. Alrighty, and then also, sometimes you just need a little extra clearance. Now, I don't recommend that you ever do this. Okay, now I'm ready. I'm sorry, Chris.
Oh, sorry, I'm not ready yet. I just need to dry this over a little bit.
I don't recommend that you ever do this, but if you ever need to press a picture frame or an awards plaque on your signature clamshell, you can do so by removing the silicone pad. Now, that's tough. I don't recommend it, but have I done it successfully? You bet I have, because I'm a boss. All right, guys. Now, you see Chris has already taped it down. That's why I'm able to just freely, kind of like, not saying I don't care, but I kind of don't care, because I know that it's positioned correctly. So this is not going anywhere. It's heat taped in place. You can see that the print is a little bit bigger than the stole itself. That's intentional. We want full bleed. We want the graphic to extend all the way to the edges. And this is actually ready to go. I'm just gonna do one more piece of parchment paper over the top. There we go. One more parchment over the top. I'm gonna slide it back. Now, we did demo one of these already, right? And so I remember that my sure pressure was at about 26. Your sure pressure setting might vary. Remember, sure pressure is not like a PSI indicator. It's more like a bookmark of the press setting that worked for you. So because of that, this setting's gonna work for me. Your sure pressure number might be a little bit different, but in any case, I know that again, it's a bookmark, and my bookmark was set to 26. So, oh, maybe it wasn't set to 26. Maybe that was the other one. Sorry, maybe it's 30. 32, let's see. Obviously, I'm a pro. I'm gonna reset my timer. And we're good to go. So we got 60 seconds on the clock. Chris, do we got any cool questions? Anybody asking about this stuff today?
I see a question regarding what software is the best in terms of creating either designs or printing.
That's a good one. Yeah, okay, so when you're designing, when you're setting up your templates, when you're doing all that stuff, I highly recommend using Adobe Photoshop. Now, Adobe Photoshop is awesome. That's the industry standard. So if you really want to take your stuff seriously as a professional, get Adobe Photoshop. Now, it is a monthly subscription. If you're not into that, but you still want pro features, you could use a program called Affinity. I believe it's Affinity Photo. That one's it's a one-time purchase. I forget how much it is, but it's not expensive at all, and you never have to pay a monthly. It's just one time. You own the program. Now, if that's too much for you, you're just a casual user, you have two options.
Canva's pretty good too.
Canva's great. I was gonna say, so you have, maybe you have three options then. So you can't see, but Canva's a paid monthly subscription. So it's like, what you gonna do? You have the option to use the free program that comes with your Sawgrass printer called Sawgrass Creative Studio. There are so many cool designs, free elements like backdrops or backgrounds, graphic elements, text, font, all that cool stuff. It's for free. When you have a Sawgrass printer, free access to Sawgrass Creative Studio. Now, if you don't have a Sawgrass printer or you want to use something else, there's a free program called GIMP, G-I-M-P. It's like the baby student basic free version of Photoshop. I don't recommend using that because then you're going to get comfortable in it. I would honestly say go get Photoshop or Affinity Photo or use Creative Studio. But if you absolutely must, hey, I'm going to show you guys all the good real information. So if you absolutely must, get GIMP. All right. We're done. I'm going to pass this over here to Chris so he can do our peel and reveal. I am going to be careful with it because I don't want it to shift.
Thank you.
There you are,
I
my
saw
good
a
man.
comment that was saying not to reuse, or like if you can reuse. Oops, I spit out a little bit of my boba from earlier. So the question was essentially if you are able to reuse the parchment paper after you press something that you've sublimated on.
That's a good question. You shouldn't. Did I? I think I might have right now. Let me tell you why you shouldn't. If any sublimation ink, and I don't know if I have an example, I threw it away earlier. If any sublimation ink gets onto the parchment paper and then you reuse that on something else, that ink is gonna re-imprint on your next product. So it could ruin your shirt because nobody wants a random little imprint over here, whatever, right, on their shirt. That's why I recommend using a fresh piece of parchment for every transfer. Now, sometimes you might finish and get a clean sheet. In this case, our bottom sheet did come back totally clean. I could reuse this. I may or may not, depending on what else I'm pressing, but I probably wouldn't. I am a big fan of just using a new sheet every time. I know some of you guys, hey, whatever works best for you. But if you ever get a little bit, even a little tiny bit of ink on the parchment, for sure, 100%, 100 million %, trash it. It's not worth ruining your next blank over. Good question.
Sweet. All right, let's get
Ooh, peel and reveal.
Let's do it.
I could see from here, those colors look great.
Ooh, they're actually not as dark.
Oh, not?
They're not as dark as the other one that we did.
Ooh, I wonder if my pressure was too light. Did I do too light of
Compared to
pressure?
this one.
You guys, what's happening with me today?
Is it
Chris.
the pressure or is it the
No, it's a
time?
pressure,
It's a
issue. Chris, what's wrong with me?
More pressure. That's all they need to know.
What is going on, you guys?
It happens.
Wow. But that's too, I pressed something upside down today, and then I didn't use enough pressure.
You know, honestly, like these are mistakes that happen in the process.
You guys,
So
it's been a rough day.
they're just getting the rawness today, you know?
It's too raw. No, just kidding. Hey, you guys, no, honestly, honest truth. Look, it's Heat Press Nation Live. We don't really try to hide anything. These things actually do happen. And as much as I wish that I could say it was intentional, I was trying to show you guys how to not do something. The fact of the matter is that occasionally, if you're not careful, like me, for example, as I'm talking through my process, sometimes I might be ignoring very simple details that are very easy to mess stuff up. So this is Heat Press Nation Live. If this was pre-recorded, you think I would include these mess ups? Not a chance. So yeah, you definitely want to learn from my mistakes. On this one, I 100 zillion % would have just used more pressure.
Yeah,
the easiest fix for that.
These are real world mistakes, and you know they're bound to happen. So it's actually better that you're showing it on live.
Yeah.
But I did see a comment that was saying that you press the paper on the bottom instead of on the top.
Oh, that's exactly what I did.
It wasn't that hot.
Oh,
right?
see, you know what, you guys? Thank you so much for calling that. Pressure was, okay, so in this case, it wasn't the right pressure. You know what? As I'm going through the little video recorder that's in my brain, I did. Because I was showing off, I wanted to show off the heat tape and I forgot to flip it back to actually press the darn thing. Huh. Again, it happens, you guys. If you look at the one with the better color on your screen, the one on the right, Chris's left, we pressed that just a few minutes before we went live today, just to make sure it was going to come out great. Which is really funny to me that we have the good one. So, anyways, hey, big shout out to whoever caught that. That's really, really good, really keen eye there. Right. Obviously, I didn't catch it in the moment. And hey, that's live for you. That's going to be our tutorials for the day. By the way, you guys, I do want to let you know one more time, or I'll probably say it a couple more times. We have our flash code running right the heck now. Now, we only have a few more minutes left in this live broadcast. As soon as we're done streaming right now, the code is gonna go bye-bye. So make sure you use this code if you want to stock up, if you want 10% off of all of our sublimation blanks and paper, right here, use the code GRAD. Use the code GRAD when you check out. You got a few more minutes. We're gonna give some stuff away. We're gonna do our giveaway. What else are we gonna do?
We're gonna do a giveaway.
And that's it, right?
I think that's pretty much it.
That's pretty much it
today. Yeah.
If you guys want to stall to get more time with this code, throw out some questions or something. We got time for a couple questions right now. But yes, we're gonna be giving away today a $50 HPN gift card to our winner. We also have a sale right now running at heatpressnation.com. 15% off of Nina heat transfer paper, and then discounts on select GCC vinyl cutters. Very cool. I'm telling you guys about the sale right now. Our text notification people, I believe, already knew about that because they're signed up for our text notifications. If you want to be signed up for text notifications, go ahead and text the word HEAT, that's HEAT, to 31592. Once again, HEAT, 31592. And yeah, really cool. We're going to give some stuff away right now. But before we do, Chris, any Q&A for us?
Yeah, so I have this question from Amy from Facebook. I do check the Facebook Live comments, guys. I noticed that seemed to be a problem the past other live. So now I'm checking both. I promise. So Amy's asking, so when using a pillow with sublimation, where do you set your shear pressure gauge at? Gauge. My fault. I was trying to sound it out. I knew I was going to trip over it.
It's one of those words where you hear it a lot until you actually see it. Okay. Yeah. Anyways, so shear pressure is going to vary by a few different things. And actually, now it's a really good time for me to illustrate this. All right. Sometimes it depends on the size of your pillow. Sometimes it's going to, so for example, I might use looser pressure on the press if I have a big pillow, and I might need a little bit more when I use a small pillow. That's just the way it works. In this case, the 16 by 24 Signature Pro doesn't usually have a lot of room to add a pillow. This is gonna be great for t-shirts. It has all the pressure, range that you need for t-shirts. But once we start introducing pillows, what I've noticed is it's a little bit easier and I get a little bit more control when I remove the silicone pad and put the pillow straight down. So today, I'm using the full size. I think it's like a 14 or 15 inch square pillow. When I'm doing this one, my shear pressure is at 32. That's a little tight. You don't really want to squish your pillows too much. But now if I put in the smaller, like 10 or 12 inch square, it's like nothing. It's not nothing, but the pressure is gonna feel a lot lighter. So the number is gonna vary. And you notice I didn't change the pressure, I just changed the size of the pillow. So it's gonna vary depending on what size pillow you're using. The way I like to see it is I don't really go by a number, but the pillow should only squish to about 60% of its thickness. If you're going more, if you're squishing your pillow even more, like you're really mashing it down, you're not using it right. So the pillows, you don't need to put a heavy pressure on them at all. So in this case today, I'm at about 32 on the 16 by 24. If you're using a smaller press, different size pillows, your number is for sure gonna be different. What I would do is kind of like level down with the press, and you want it, again, squishing down to about 60% of the original thickness. That seems to work really great for me and a lot of our pressing pillow users. It's a great question,
Okay, next question we have from Grisel Marie. She's wondering if we sell the designs that we're using today.
Oh, not these ones in particular, unfortunately, but we are adding more and more designs to our HPN Design Store. By the way, if you didn't know, we just launched the HPN Design Store, where we have lots of designs that you could buy. They're very, very affordable. And once you purchase that license, it's good for personal and commercial use, meaning you could use it to imprint items that are for sale. You can't resell the image, but you could resell items used with that image on them. So yeah, very cool. Check those out. These ones today are not in there, but we're building up the library. We're adding more and more to it. So in the future, you're gonna see a lot of those. A lot of the designs that you see here live will be from the HPN Design Store. So we're really excited about that, by the way.
Got it. Okay, Tam was wondering, so I see this question a lot, actually. A lot of questions regarding the parchment paper, whether to use parchment, butcher, or whether a Teflon sheet would be better paper.
So for sublimation, I like parchment paper because parchment has the highest heat resistance. You could use butcher paper. Butcher paper has a lower heat resistance. So what I've noticed with butcher paper is sometimes if I'm out, especially at like 400 degrees, I'll smell a little burning, on the butcher paper because it's not designed to go as hot as parchment. Butcher paper works, definitely does, don't get me wrong. I'm just used to parchment, so that's what I use. If your butcher paper is working for you, go for it, I won't stop you. But I'm a big fan of parchment.
I see.
Yep.
Yeah, I have noticed that with butcher paper, it's just like, it kind of burns kind of like the text print, right?
Yeah, it's good. You're gonna toast the paper for sure. And I don't know, I'm not a big fan of that, so parchment
Okay.
all the way for me. That's my
see.
official recommendation.
Do you recommend the plate covers for the heat presses?
Yeah, okay, so the plate covers are great if you want to keep your press in like tip-top shape, which is good if you ever need to if you're, let's be real. Like, I don't have money to be, just like buying new presses all the time. So what I do, not with my heat press, with my other stuff like music instruments, like I keep them in good condition because I know one day I'm gonna want to sell it and buy the bigger one, the better one. My signature series has actually been great. So I gave up on trying to keep that thing cute a long time ago. Other people out there are different. I love the platinum covers for 2 reasons. One, it's gonna keep everything nice and clean. If you like today, for example, I accidentally, and that wasn't intentional, as much as I like to say it was, I accidentally pressed my transfers upside down. If I didn't have that parchment paper on top, I would have imprinted the bleed onto my upper platen, which is bad. That being said, a platen cover will protect you from mistakes and mishaps like that. It also keeps it looking nice and brand new. So if you ever like, hey, I got this press, I need a bigger one, I need a badder one, a crazier one, it looks cleaner. So, you're gonna preserve the value of your heat press. So yeah, win-win in my opinion. I like it. We don't cover them here just because we just show it. A lot of the presses that we have here on set are, I use them how I use them in my own shop. So we don't use covers. You don't 100% need them, but they are very good. And if you want one, get one for sure.
Sweet. And then just the last question for those that were tuning in a little bit late, might have tapped out, tapped back in. What happened to these 2 stoles?
Oh man, you guys are gonna make me relive that traumatic experience. So look, guys, this is Heat Press Nation live here. Can you throw those to me? I just want to just hold my shame for everyone to see. All right, so look, I'm gonna wear the stole of shame right here. All right, guys. This is the right one, by the way. This is the correct one. So what happened was when we're live, and this is I don't know why I saw a comment a while back, like, this is pre-recorded. No. If this was pre-recorded, I would have edited out this little mess up right here. Because we're live, I'm talking while I'm doing stuff, and I'm not that great at that sometimes, believe it or not. So what happened was I pressed this upside down. So instead of the heat press pressing the transfer into the blank, I actually pressed the blank into the transfer, which means that it didn't get enough heat because it was going the wrong way. That's all that happened. When you don't heat press things enough, when they're not getting to temperature, then the ink is not gonna fully transfer. You're not gonna get these bold colors like you see right here. These colors look amazing. This sucks. So, this is just simply not enough heat. Not enough heat for not enough time because I pressed it upside down. This one, of course, we pressed correctly off camera a few minutes before we went live in our test. And it came out beautiful because I wasn't talking to anybody. I was focused and I just got it done right. So today I'm wearing the stole of shame, just showing that, hey, accidents happen. And unfortunately for me, they happen when we're live streaming. So yeah. All right, we ready to give some stuff away?
Let's do the giveaway, Jared.
Let's do the giveaway. All right, so today for our giveaway, we're giving away a $50 Heat Press Nation gift card. Now to enter, all you have to do on Facebook and YouTube is you can do one or the other or both. But you're gonna see a hashtag pop up on your screen in just a moment. All you gotta do is comment that hashtag in the comments. Our computer is gonna randomly pull one winner from either, it's gonna take all the Facebook and YouTube comments together and pull one winner from both. So yeah, you could comment on Facebook if you want to and YouTube. What you don't wanna do is you don't wanna spam us. It's one entry per user per channel. So don't waste your breath or finger strength typing in 50 comments on YouTube because it's only gonna draw one into the pool. So yeah, hashtag is gonna come on screen any second when you see it. There it is. Use the hashtag 2023. So go ahead and comment that. Make sure you use the # or the hashtag. Make sure you don't jumble the numbers because it doesn't account for typos. Hashtag 2023. And yeah, just comment that hashtag below and we're gonna give you guys about a minute. Get all the comments in. Now, real quick before we go, while you're commenting that hashtag, once again, hashtag 2023, I gotta remind you guys that we do have our flash discount, which is literally ending as soon as this giveaway is over. So if you have some stuff in your checkout, don't forget to check out with that code so you can get 10% off of all your sublimation blanks and paper. Yeah, today we showed off a few cool items. This one, you guys, if you want to send me some more, but maybe it's the boba. Chris, maybe the boba messed me up today.
You know what they were saying? That you actually need to drink more.
Oh, because I didn't finish it.
Your mouth.
I should have finished this before we went live. Yeah, I still have a bunch left. Maybe that's why I messed up so much today. Because this looks beautiful, it's upside down. And then, wait a second, I'm in the upside down.
Oh.
Because I pressed this upside down, and then I pressed this upside down.
Don't bring me there with you.
No, oh shoot, I gotta call 11 after this, you guys.
You are.
And then, okay, this one I did successfully press today, doggone it. And I need one win today, bro. I need one. All right, we got this. So today you saw us live press a few different things. We're just giving you guys ideas for things that you can offer this graduation season. If you're pressing and you're on like Facebook or Instagram, feel free to tag us in your post. I'd love to see what you guys are working on. Super duper cool. Tag at Heat Press Nation. Yeah, very cool. All right, I think the giveaway is wrapping up right now. We're over a minute, but we wanted to make sure everybody had a chance to enter. So in a moment or two, okay, that's it. That's it. No more entries. So we're gonna give our computer a second to do its thing. The little bleep bloop bleep bloop. In my head, computers say bleep bloop bleep bloop, but I'm not sure how they actually sound. Oh, we have a winner, Kevin Werneberg. There we go, Kevin. Good job. You are today's winner of the $50 HPN gift card. Do me a favor. Email us at winner@heatpressnation.com. Once again, Kevin, darn, you know your name. You know who you are.
Big K.
Big K, the big K. Email us winner@heatpressnation.com. We're going to go ahead and get you that $50 HPN gift card. Now, if you didn't win today, you're not a loser. You're a future winner, and you have another chance next Tuesday. We're going to be live again, same time, same place. We're going to have more opportunities for giveaways. We're going to have more flash discounts, and we're going to have some more tutorials with, hopefully I'll be out of the upside down by then. Hopefully 11 and her buddies can come and save me.
We'll get you out of there. Don't worry.
You got
Next
me?
week, I'll get you out of there.
All right, I appreciate that. All right, well, Chris is going to send us home. What do we got for the people, Chris?
All right. So just so you guys know that this week's sales, we have 15% off Nina heat transfer paper and up to 13% on select GCC vinyl cutters. So make sure to tap into that while you still can for the week. Next, if you want the latest deals straight to your phone, text us at HEAT to 31592. I repeat, text HEAT to 31592. HEAT to 31592. Next, we have demos and giveaways just like today every single week, Tuesdays at 1 p.m.
Pacific time.
There we go. 1 to 2 usually. So it's usually about an hour. Sometimes it's a little bit longer, sometimes a little bit shorter. So make sure to turn on the notifications so you get the bell every time we go live, right? And that's pretty much it from me. My name's Chris.
And my name is Jared, and I'm live from the Upside Down. No, I'm just kidding. Thank you so much for tuning in, everyone. We'll see you next week.
See you next week.